My agents hit me up. They said, "Hey, it's a Soderbergh project, and he wants you to be involved in it." And I was ahead. I was over the moon. I said, "Yes, I will. I want to do it. I don't care. I don't even know what it is. I don't care if I got to put on a duck suit. I don't care what it is, as long as I'm working with Steven Soderbergh." And when we did talk on the phone, we were conversing about him seeing something in me that he could push to the world. Like he says, "I see that you have a dramatic side, and I want to show that to the world." And I got a chance to do that, and I've wanted to do that. So to break the mold with him is just amazing. So I said, "Yes, let's do it." So that's my story on the movie.
Steven has been a long time filmmaking hero of mine since Sex, Lies, and Videotape, and just the breadth of his career and the different kind of movies. I feel like he's one of those guys who's conquered so many genres with such expertise and aplomb that it was really exciting to get a call about kind of the new Steven Soderbergh experiment. A new genre for him, a new way of shooting for him. I was so thrilled and honored to ask to be a part of that. It's an interesting conversation that I've had an opportunity to have around this film, because when we made Blair Witch, part of the conceit of that film was this film's going to look really bad, and here's why. Because they're these student filmmakers, and this was the high 8 camcorder that they could afford. And so it really had to be a conceit. It had to be worked into the concept of the film, why it aesthetically looked the way it did. Now, in the intervening 20 years, the technology has come so far that we're discussing the fact that that Unsane was made on an iPhone, but really when you sit in the theater and watch it, I don't think it's going to call that much attention to itself.
I was thinking kind of Get Out-ish, just a little bit. Not Get Out, but kind of, to the point that it has like there's different aspects of the movie, and it's definitely thrilling. You're like, oh my God, it makes you jump. It makes you jump out of your seat, and I liked it. When I saw the screen, there were points when I was genuinely like, man, that was, oh boy, how are we gonna get out of here and go this way? Like the conversation can't talk about it that much. Go ahead, Josh. We can't give too much away. It's just you gotta.
There's
a
lot of things we're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
Which you know. I think it's impossible to make a movie that takes place in an asylum without thinking about One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. At least for me.
Definitely.
Because they kind of they broke the mold after that one. I think we all looked at that. For me personally, for my character, I looked at a lot of movies with obsessive characters. I looked at Misery and Play Misty for Me and King of Comedy, and just these really fascinating antagonists that have existed on screen who were obsessed with their respective protagonists.
I would kind of say American Psycho too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't have Christian Bale's abs.
Yeah, no.
nor will I ever, by the way. I really like my co-stars in this movie off screen, and so part of the job was making people deeply uncomfortable and kind of being the the nucleus of the claustrophobia that surrounded everybody. So it's not a fun skin to sit in while you're making the movie, but it's the job that we signed up for, and I couldn't have been more thrilled with the people who I was actually making it with, and think that the fact that I actually did get to a place where I was making myself uncomfortable is just a testament to my collaborators that it was an environment where we could kind of, go there. I hope people go see this movie because it's scary as hell and a really fun ride.
Yeah.
And we've been telling ghost stories since the beginning of time, and I think part of what's great about going to a movie theater to experience a scary movie is the community, is sharing that experience with the people around you. I think there's some fun and there's some catharsis, and some people wind up getting lucky afterwards if they take a date, because they get to be a comforting factor. I know every time my wife comforts me when I'm scared in a movie, she gets lucky afterwards.